And Amrita, you've been pretty convinced that we are going to be looking at higher energy prices come next year.
Yeah, and I maintain that view, Becky, because look, what has happened for crude oil this year is we've actually had more oil hit the market than's been taken out because we had a huge amount of SPR release from governments around the world, but particularly the US. And then at the very end of the year, we were hit with more lockdowns in China, some unexpected things around strikes in France, etc., which really kind of made the market collapse. We've also had a lot of year-end liquidation. We're getting into the year very, very clean positioning. Very few people are actually even active in the market. In fact, CTAs are actually short. The embargoes just kicked in on Russian crude. We are tracking Russian exports falling already a fair bit. And I'm sure you've seen Deputy Prime Minister Novak has come out and said from early next year, Russia might have to cut production by about 500,000 barrels per day. That's one aspect. The biggest aspect for me, of course, remains China. Right now, of course, COVID is rampant, but once they come out of it, demand's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody's trying to manage right now and trying to figure out how quickly it burns through that population, how quickly they are able to get back to a picture of demand. What's your bet at this point? You looking second quarter, third quarter?
Yeah, we're thinking second quarter, and that's been our view for some time, that it's really from April onwards. But, our calculations are that people will still travel for the Lunar New Year. If you think about it, this is the first time in 3 years that they can do so. So maybe you start to see some green shoots from March onwards. On our numbers, it's really gradual reopening, gaining momentum throughout Q2. And H2 is going to be very, very strong, given, just how many people will travel. And I keep talking about this, is the multiplier effect that we are all forgetting. It's not just China reopening, right? Korea, 25% of their petrochemical exports depend on China. Thailand's 20% of tourism depends on China. That's where I think we're going to get that big demand push. It's going to be the multiplier effect through the region. And again, even in the US, West Coast, 70% of the flights, international flights, are linked to Asia Pacific. So you are going to see a feedback loop right through the world once China does open up.